Hey everybody, we're back. Brand new Cabral Concept. This is our Friday review, episode 3136. Going to want to head on over to stephencabral.com/3136 because I'm going to be bringing to you today a bunch of research links, and I think links that you'll want to hold on to. So one, some great research, especially for conventional medicine doctors and dermatologists, anybody who uses skincare-based products. So much of conventional medicine, they still don't believe in the word toxin. They still don't think that there's any toxins in the environment. I'm going to share with you some really significant ones, especially since today is the debut of, you may have heard me talk about it before, my cancer summary-based document. Now, this is 25 pages, so you might not say that it's a summary, but it really is. When you look at the analogs in the archives on cancer-based data going back 20, 30 plus years, which is what I've looked at, I try to give you an unbiased look at the best of conventional medicine, the best of traditional naturopathy, the best of functional medicine, the best of herbal-based medicine. It is all there. And this is meant to be a living, breathing-based document. I'll talk more about that, how I'll be able to update that literally every couple of weeks based on our community, right? Because there's so much knowledge in this community. I also want to share with you a heat map in the United States of forever chemicals. See if they're near you. Not to be scared about it, but just making sure that you have the proper water filters. And I have an amazing product review. This one is specifically for facial skin rejuvenation. So I'll talk more about that when it comes, but definitely want to check that out. It is about 1,500% stronger than previous recommendations. So yeah, it's fantastic. It is going to be specifically a red light device for the face. But let's dive right into the show. It is now, believe it or not, we're into September. Pretty amazing. It's pretty unbelievable that, the year is just moving through. We've officially or unofficially ended our summer-based season. I know it's probably another week or two, but really moving into the back to school for kids. I know my kids are back in school, my two daughters, and really back in the work routine. For me, it means lots of speaking. It means lots of being back on interviews, all those great things. I love that. If you want to see what interviews I've been on lately, we do try to post them on my social media stories. So definitely tune in on a daily basis for that. Social media stories, especially on Instagram, is where I do share a lot of like the day-to-day, my workouts, my food, my water, hydration, supplements, etc. So definitely check that out. And of course, I repost so many of your stories as well. All right, what happened this week on the show? Monday's show was the 12 habits needed to lead your family or business or organization or group of friends, community, etc. So that was episode 3132. Don't miss it for that Mindset and Motivation Monday. Tuesday's show was 7 abnormal indicators of toxins building up in your body. Today's show makes sense for that one as well. Wednesday's show was autoimmune, specifically autoimmune issues, all of their root causes, because they have very specific root causes. And on this show, ankylosing spondylitis as the example. So check it out because autoimmune issues can and will be cured following these protocols. All right. Yesterday's show was a specific type of exercise that reduces cancer up to 72%. So that's a pretty remarkable number, right? 72%. That's pretty unbelievable. So again, these are all things that we want to make sure that we understand, that we look at, that we really dive deeper into. And always keep in mind, every single show of the Cabral Concept will be based on actual scientific, verifiable research. Now, I'll use the latest and greatest research, but I'm always going to pull in what do we know in Ayurvedic medicine, in traditional Chinese medicine, in bioregulatory medicine. So I love to give you the best of everything, not just, let's say the latest and greatest research studies. Okay, let's get into our product review of the week. I've been waiting to share this one with you. So here's the thing. I use products for typically at least 6 weeks, usually more like 3 months to 6 months before I ever review them for you. So I've used this product now since late March, early April, I would say right around there. So I've been using this one now for about 6 months. Why am I bringing it to you now? Because there's really nothing else like it right now in the market, unless you use the full red light bed, which is unbelievably expensive, a little over $70,000. Is it great? Yeah, but $70,000 is $70,000 is quite expensive. I brought you a previous red light mask. That red light mask is still great. I'm not saying that it's not. It's fantastic, but it has 132 of the red lights, the little diodes on the mask. That's great. 132 was better than the 66 that was previously that I had for basically foldable red light. So we went from 66 to 132 for that silicone mask. Again, it's excellent, no doubt about it. But this new red light device is 1800. So 132, 10x that would be 1320, no, all the way up to 1800 lights. And I want to show it to you right now. So if you're watching this on video, especially on YouTube, we appreciate you. Definitely subscribe to the show. Every single day, there's a brand new Cabral Concept. If you want to check it out, not on YouTube, you're welcome to. It's always at stephencabral.com/podcast. Today is episode 3136. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up right now, and I'm going to talk through it. If you're not here on video, I have it right now set up as an arch. So really simple, really easy. This comes flat, and it actually comes in a carrying case. So the carrying case looks like this. So it lays completely flat, about 1 inch wide. That's it. Why does that matter? Because it's not an inexpensive device. It's very lightweight, but not inexpensive. So I didn't buy two. So when I was traveling to our place in Maine for the summer, we'd go there basically for all of June, all of July, and then half of August or so. I actually brought it with me. And all I did was unfold this arc right here, put it in its carrying case, took it with me to Maine. Simple as that. So I want to share with you exactly how powerful it is. You can see it right now, nice and reflective. How do I use it? Well, let me just turn it on and I'm going to show you first. So you can see that bright red light right now. And what this does is this provides you with the facial rejuvenation 1800 diode-based lights. That means that your skin, the mitochondria under the skin in those cells, as well as the elastin and collagen needed to rejuvenate the face, gets directly affected by this. The more we learn about red light, the more that we know it needs to be as close to your face as humanly possible. So how do I use this? Directly after a weight workout, I have a PMF mat. Once my heart rate comes down, I lie on this mat to begin my recovery. I've talked about this before. I only do it for 10 minutes. And on top of this mat is my red light. So at the same time, I'm kind of calming my nervous system. I turn on my PMF mat. I turn on this as well. It takes no time to click the buttons. Literally with your foot, you can click on this little button. And what I do is I lie right under it, and this is what it looks like. So I put it right against my face. I'll hold it over my head right now. It goes very, very closely to your head. Could you use it for your hair? You absolutely could, but this is meant specifically for your face. It is called the Lumara Red Light System. Now, they have a blue light as well, which is great for acne and all of that. But truthfully, I really recommend the red light. So that's the one that I recommend, but I'm not saying that the green and the blue aren't great. It's just that I recommend the red light because so many people in our community, they want to do anti-aging. They want to do facial-based rejuvenation. Why did I decide to invest and go with this one? One, it's best in class. It is a good value for the money, but also, this is important as well, is that too many of us, I think kind of myself as well, if I'm being honest, we wait until we start to get some laxity in the skin and we start to see some of that aging, which I'm seeing now in my face. I mean, I'm in my later 40s now. And we haven't done anything. So I haven't really done anything. So what I'm trying to do is little by little, because it's just one more thing, right? But it's little by little, I try to step up my anti-aging exterior-based regime, not just good nutritional supplements, good food, exercise, but now starting to look at some of the topical as well as these great devices like the red light. So it's called the Lumara system. Only takes 5 minutes. That's all you have to use it for. Why? Because there's more than 10x the amount of red light. But a full session is 10 to 20 minutes. I'm usually using it between 10 and 15 minutes. I don't really have the 20 after my workout, although nothing wrong with that at all. But that is typically how I use it. About 10 minutes to 15 maximum, 3 times a week for me. You could certainly use it more if you'd like to. Now, comes flat, but it comes with the obviously this little silicone piece to turn it into an arc. You put it anywhere you want, on your bed, anywhere. It's lightweight, and you just lie under it. That's it. It's honestly as simple as that. It'll work on the hairline. It'll work on the face as well. skin rejuvenation, water resistant. It's EMF, so 0 EMFs, as well as it's good for at least 40,000 hours, these light bulbs, that's a long time, right? 40,000 hours. So we reached out to them. I've been using it now for 6 months. We actually just reached out about 2 weeks ago because I knew I wanted to review it. They gave our community $100 off. Just my last name, Cabral. Cabral, all caps. Go to lumarasystems.com/Cabral. Use the code Cabral for $100 off should you want to invest in it. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know how you are enjoying it. All right, I'm going to click this off and we'll move on. All right, next up, I usually always bring you a book review or a quick tip of the week. I wanted to bring you a quick tip because it actually is going to flow into our first research. So quick tip here, there is a website. I talk about it in the Rain Barrel Effect, but it's part of the Environmental Working Group. So it's a nonprofit, ewg.org. And if you go to the top of the website, you can click right on SkinDeep. But if you want to go there specifically, just go to ewg.org/SkinDeep. That's easy. But I also wanted to share with you that they have an app. A lot of people are liking the app. There's some negatives to it. Again, I like to stay unbiased. The negatives are difficult to sort on the app. If you're trying to go through, well, you can go through the foods, but we're going to talk about cosmetics and skincare today, or sunscreens. Like if you're not filtering, it's a lot to go through. There's a lot of products. I mean, this is an amazing, really, website, but it doesn't translate to the app as well. So I just want to save people some of those frustrations. If you're trying to filter by category for sunscreen, shampoo, conditioner, moisturizers, etc., use the desktop version. Use your laptop. You're going to get much better results. It's going to be easier to sort through. Honestly, it's super simple. On the app, not as easy. Why am I bringing up the app then? Well, the app, you can be out shopping and you could actually scan a label. And as you scan the label for your cosmetics, makeup, skincare, moisturizer, shampoo, conditioner, etc., if it has the product in there, it will actually give you a rating. You're looking for a 1 or a 2. You're looking for it to be non-toxic. Now, sometimes it's rated poorly, but only because there isn't enough data. That doesn't mean it's a bad product. I just want to share that again, being honest. It doesn't mean it's a bad product. Doesn't mean it's bad ingredients, just not enough data yet. That's all. So what I want to share with you is this. The app, great to download. It is free. ewg.org, Environmental Working Group. And the cosmetic part of this, the skincare part of this, is called SkinDeep. Okay. I've got a lot of updates today. I wanted to share with you, but you know what? I'll save this for next week. Yeah, I'll save you. It's totally different than the skincare, so I don't want to move into this one. Next week, stay tuned on the Friday review. I'm going to be talking about the forever chemicals and the different maps that EWG has put together in order for you to be able to see if your area might be contaminated. So just stay tuned. It'll just be next week, but I want to be able to flow right now from the cosmetics and the new EWG SkinDeep app update where you can scan a product now. Well, I think that's pretty phenomenal, to this one. So it's funny. Honestly, every single day on social media and on podcasts, I've been doing this for 8 years. I just try to put out good work. That's it. And by good work, I just mean I just try to teach. Like, this is information the 17-year-old me and my parents would have wanted to know as to why I ended up with type 2 diabetes, autoimmune issues, POTS, MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, insomnia, allergies, I had acid reflux, all these issues. Like, I wish I had this information. So every single day, I just work towards, there's got to be someone out there who didn't have this information, and I can try to help. That's it. And it's always science-based. I mean, everything is literally all backed up with all sources every single day on every podcast. But it's funny because every once in a while, and we have an amazing community, so I almost never hear it, and I don't really get into like all the comments and that type of thing. But someone, a dermatologist, again, doesn't matter age, any of those things, because all of this is available to us right online. You can obviously just do a simple Google search. But they said that, there's no need to be worrying about all of these toxins and don't listen to Dr. Cabral about toxicity. And I was like, well, first of all, that's the most conventional medicine thing I've ever heard. And second is that we all took an oath in this field to do no harm. So what are you doing? We know that there's at least, just do a Google search. Like that, you don't have to, I always say trust but verify, right? You can trust an individual. Well, be careful who you're listening to. That's basically what I'm saying. If you don't think that there's 82,000 and more chemicals in the environment, just do a search. Like, are there 82,000 environmental chemicals? 1,500 new chemicals added every single year. And those are the ones that we know about, right? So just be careful, especially, when I was like, I would never usually go to this individual's account, but it was sent to me by a friend. And I said, I just clicked on it and checked. And again, it doesn't matter to me at all. And I'm like, well, yeah, look at all the things that they're recommending, because if they actually looked at SkinDeep, independent researchers, right, on chemicals and toxicity, then they couldn't recommend these products. So that's why you have to be careful. Just be careful who you're listening to. That's it. Always, trust the individual, but verify, is this legit? And so I put together for you, especially people that use cosmetics. And, I think most people use a moisturizer. We use shampoo, we use conditioner, we use bath soap, right? So we're all kind of using these things. 5 simple studies. Actually, I wrote down 7 studies that all just verify this is no joke, and that we know that many of these things can cause cancer. So the first one is parabens and phthalates in cosmetics, and I'll link it up. That's the first study. Okay. Second study is heavy metals in cosmetics. The third study is endocrine disruptors in personal care products. And these personal care products are, and I should say, they're all the moisturizers, all these different types of things, but they actually lead to oftentimes lower testosterone in men and higher levels of estrogen in both men and women. So not ideal. Nanoparticles. So nanoparticles, toxins, used in cosmetics, and that's the 4th study. The 5th one is volatile organic compounds in cosmetics. The 6th one is forever chemicals in cosmetics. And the 7th one is formaldehyde and formaldehyde releasing agents in cosmetics. So I just want everyone to just be aware, trust but verify, use organizations that are nonprofits like the Environmental Working Group and SkinDeep to just say, are all these ingredients okay? Is this, that I'm putting on my skin, it does get absorbed. Is it okay to put on my skin? All right. Wanted to just leave that for you as food for thought. It's our first research, but I always like to share with you. I want to end on a high note. So I'll link those up today at episode 3136. But the high note is this. Well, let me get to the high note. Why did I create this in the first place? I've been working on it now for probably about 2 years. And why does it take 2 years to create something like this? I read over somewhere around 40 books, maybe 50 books, including the ones that I've read previous to this. So well over 150 books now on cancer, types of cancer, what may cause cancer, cancer type diets, cancer-based protocols, some of them all the way back to Donald William Kelly, then who was the predecessor to someone like Nicholas Gonzalez, Emmanuel Ravici. I've really, really done a deep dive on this. Why did I do it though? Because unfortunately, contrary to conventional medicine, although the science all backs this up, is that 1 out of 2 of us will get cancer in our lifetime. So that means each one of us needs to know this information. Why? Because if it's not us, it's a family member. If you have 4 people in your family, and let's just say, you've got parents, grandparents, and nieces, nephews, etc., unfortunately, it's going to affect us. And I hate to say that. I really do. It's awful. And so it really is. I mean, it's absolute shame because this is a newer occurrence. This wasn't around 150 years ago. This wasn't even around in the early 1900s. So I can go on and on as to why this might be caused. But what I did was I put together a 25-page, essentially Word document. It's all on one page. And it's going to give you what I consider the best of everything. And that includes conventional medicine. Why? Because I just want to help people heal. That's it. And if there's a way that could help someone heal and I didn't share that, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't feel comfortable about that. So it's all there, the natural form of it, the conventional form of it, how to combine the two, nutrition, everything. I won't be able to talk too much about it on any of my shows. And that is because, as many of you know, we actually got banned on YouTube. They took all of our certain videos down. They gave us a bunch of strikes, and then they stopped putting our videos up for a full week. So we just can't talk in depth about it, but I can assure you that All of this is there. It's updated. It's free. Head on over to stephencabral.com/cancer. There's no sign-in. There's no opt-ins. In the future, if we have to have a sign-in, it's only because of a censorship issue, but it will always be free. I can promise you that. This will always be free, and it'll be updated. In the top left, you'll always see when the last update was. So absolutely check back often on it. Feel free to share your best recommendations. You can just DM us on Instagram and or leave it on YouTube in the comments. Be happy to look at that. But this is really what it's all about. Going forward, it is a grassroots movement in order to be able to take back our health. So hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to share stephencabral.com/cancer, as well as all of today's show notes at stephencabral.com/3136 with anyone you feel it could serve. Take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Brand new Cabral Concept, going through our Cabral house calls, your questions answered every single weekend. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.